Hey partners in crime, true crimers, it is Sunday, June 15th, and it is Father's Day, but it is also a sad day because today marks the 4-year, I don't know if you'd say anniversary, I'm not sure how it's worded, but marks the 4th year since Summer Wells has gone missing. That's 4 years on June 15th, 2021. Before I get started, my disclaimer, as always, these are just my thoughts, my feelings, my speculation, my memory. These are not facts. Please form your own opinion. And now, let's get into it. So 4 years ago today, Summer Wells was brought in to the true crime community, unfortunately as a little girl, 5-year-old girl that had gone missing from her home in Hawkins County, Tennessee, in the Beach Creek area. She lived on a hill with her mother, father, it's Candace and Don Wells, her 3 older brothers, and her grandmother, known as Grandis. Now, so there's a whole day that happened prior because Summer, I think it was around 6 p.m. that 911 was called. That call has still never been released to the public because it's part of the investigation. But there was a whole day that we have all heard if you followed this case. The script is what it is known as. And basically, Summer got up in the morning. They took her mother took her grandmother to the hospital due to a knee injury. Dropped her off. They went to a family friend, a 16-year-old boy at the time, Hunter. They went to his house. Then from there, they went back to pick up the grandmother. They dropped off a prescription at Walgreens, went to a swimming hole, swam while they waited for the prescription, went back for the prescription. They also, in this time, went to like a vape shop, the hippie house, I believe it was called. They went to grab cigarettes or something at a tobacco store. I'm not sure. There's another store in there. They also, after this, went to Sonic for slushies. They went to the grocery store. Like, it was a full day. And then they dropped Hunter back off and went home. Now, on the way home, there was a small, short little video made of Summer Wells it was a very hot day, but she was wearing, like a jumpsuit, like a jogging suit, long sleeves, long pants, and she was asleep on cold milk jugs in the back. So this video has sparked so much discussion because there's a lot of people that believe she's unalived in the photo. I don't believe she was unalived in the photo, but many do. They got back home. According to her mom, when they got home, she jumped up, got out of the car. They put the groceries away, and then they went over to help. Summer did. Summer and her mother went over to help the grandmother plant some flowers, which we later found out were cactuses. She went in the camper, that's where the grandmother lived, washed her hands, got a peppermint, and then wanted to go home and play with her brothers. Candace walked her over, just a couple feet over, and went back to help her mom with her knee brace. Only for like 2 minutes, went back. She said to her sons, "Where's Summer?" Oh, she went in the basement because that's where Summer's bedroom and the parents' bedroom were. The dungeon, as many call it. Candace went down to look for Summer, and she was gone. Just gone, as she said. So the parents immediately believed that she was abducted. Immediately. They have no idea. There was no evidence of this. They didn't see this. But they believed she was abducted. Not wandered off. She definitely was abducted. So a couple weeks after Summer went missing, her brothers also were taken by CPS, and they've never been returned. And as it stands now, I believe they have signed their rights over. And I know that Don Wells, the father, has a lot to say about CPS. Now, going back to the day she went missing, an extensive search happened for weeks. Everything you can think of was thrown at the search in hopes to find Summer, but not one trace was found. Vanished without a trace Like so many kids, I keep saying every case, that's what I have to say, vanished without a trace. Now this case has brought so many characters out, from neighbors to family members. And as a matter of fact, we found out during this case that Candace Wells, the mother of Summer Wells, has a sister who went missing years before Summer and was never found. Now, what are the chances or the coincidences that happens 2 times in one family? 2 times. Never found. I think it was about a month after Summer went missing, Chris McDonough, who has a YouTube channel, The Interview Room. Now, he's an ex-detective or retired detective. He went and actually interviewed Candace at the watering hole and her home. That is how us followers of this case got to see the inside of the home. And he also did an interview with Hunter, the 16-year-old boy, and her mother and a family friend and the grandmother, just that group. And then he also did an interview with Robin, and Robin was a member of the church that they belonged to, who Summer just adored and was super close with. His interviews, I believe, were just such a huge part of this case for us, the true crime community, because we got that inside look when we went into Summer's home. Now, again, or not again, but it's not about the amount of money they have, or if they didn't have a lot of money and, you know, maybe it wasn't the nicest house. It was the shape the house was kept in. But in the middle of the house, it almost looked like an island from one side. But if you go in around, there was actually stairs in the middle of the room that went down to the basement. And in that room, in the basement, one side of the house, one side of it was the parents' bedroom, and the other side was Summer's bedroom. And it was shocking. We all call it the dungeon because it was just awful. Just some dirty mattresses on the floor, no light, all the little windows were all, you know, covered, and actually when Chris McDonough, because they weren't expecting him to go there, a lot of us believe that Dawn Wells was home at the time, and when he found out they were coming there, he took off because she wouldn't let Chris McDonough go in his shed during this interview. But on the TV was like Girls Gone Wild or something like that. Just weird. There's just so much to this case. I mean, this case was discussed daily, all day, every day by the true crime community for 3 years. Until Sebastian Rogers went missing, this was the case. That was talked about. There's so much. But I wanted, before I go in, any more, I wanted to go into the latest update from the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. And they basically said, the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office continues to actively work on this case each day. We are still receiving tips that must thoroughly be vetted and validated. Additionally, we continue to monitor and address the spread of misinformation on social media platforms, including content shared by YouTubers and other sources. Summer Wells went missing on June 15th, 2021. And as we approach the 4-year mark, we want to reassure the public that this case has not been forgotten, and it never will be, until some form of closure is found. At this time, we are not providing any on-camera interviews. Thank you again for your interest and support. Sincerely, Ronnie Lawson. Now, he is the Hawkins County Sheriff Department Sheriff, and he has had his own controversy through this case with his son. I am telling you, if you dug in, if you haven't followed this case and you dug in, it is a rabbit hole. It's going to take you a long time. But anyway, Summer Wells, we pray every day for you to be found, for there to be closure to this case, and whatever happened and whoever did this is brought to justice. Justice for Summer. Summer, I hope we find you. You're so loved, and I will see you guys in the next one.